Welcome back to the Microlearning Credential on Effective Healthcare Waste Management. This is Module 2 of the course. As Safia was going on with her day in the health facility, she notices that there are different hazardous wastes generated in the facility which can have varied potential risks. Some are sharps, while some are infectious and chemical. Curious to know more about it, she picks up the manual and starts reading about it. Let's understand what she learnt. In the previous lesson of this module, we studied the basic classification of healthcare waste, that is hazardous and non-hazardous waste. In this lesson, we will learn more about hazardous waste and its categories. Biomedical waste originated from hospitals, diagnostic laboratories, as well as research laboratory waste containing biomolecules, or organisms that are primarily restricted from environmental release, are all considered hazardous waste in the healthcare industry. Hazardous healthcare waste can be classified into the following categories: sharp waste, infectious waste, pathological waste, pharmaceutical waste, including genotoxic waste, chemical waste, radioactive waste, waste with high content of heavy metals, and, lastly, pressurized containers. Let's understand these one by one. Sharps waste. Items that can inflict cuts or puncture wounds are known as sharp waste. Some examples are needles, infusion sets, scalpels, blades, and broken glass. Infectious waste. Infectious waste is material that is suspected of containing pathogens in high enough concentrations or quantities to infect susceptible hosts. This includes used dressings and swabs, and other materials or equipment that has been in contact with infected patients or excreta. It also includes liquid waste such as feces, urine, blood, and other body secretions. Pathological waste. Pathological waste could be considered a subtype of infectious waste, due to a different disposal process. It consists of human tissues, including placentas, body parts, blood, and fetuses. Anatomical waste is a subgroup of pathological waste and consists of recognizable body parts. Pharmaceutical waste. Pharmaceutical wastes are items contaminated by or containing pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceutical wastes are expired, unused, spilled, and contaminated pharmaceutical items, prescribed and proprietary medications, vaccines, and sera that are no longer needed. They must be disposed of properly due to their chemical or biological nature. Medicine containers are also included in this. Chemical waste. Chemical wastes are discarded solid, liquid, and gaseous chemicals. It can be considered hazardous if it is toxic, corrosive, flammable, reactive, and oxidizing. Chemical wastes consist of chemical substances such as laboratory reagents, film developers, disinfectants that are expired, and solvents. Radioactive waste. Radioactive waste is radionuclide contaminated material. They are made as a result of techniques like in vitro tissue and fluid analysis, in vivo organ imaging and tumor localization, and a variety of investigative and therapeutic methods. There are many different types of radioactive medical waste, but essentially everything that comes into touch with trace levels of specific isotopes or a stronger radiation source, such as medical equipment, packaging materials, washing fluids, paper wipes, or even clothing, qualifies. Heavy metal waste. Items that contain heavy metals, which are metallic chemical elements that have a relatively high density, and are toxic or poisonous even at low concentrations. Waste with high content of heavy metals includes batteries, broken thermometers, blood pressure gauges, etc. are all heavy metal wastes. Pressurized containers. Full or empty containers containing pressurized liquids, gas, or powdered materials are referred to as pressurized container waste. Pressurized containers are gas cylinders, gas cartridges, and aerosol cans. After a full day of work, Safia decides that she will take a tour of the hospital and will identify both hazardous and non-hazardous wastes generated by different departments of the hospital.